Graduates, you can be seated. You're welcome. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and graduates of the class of 2022. On behalf of the administration, the staff, and the students of Laurier Macdonald High School, I would like to welcome you all to our 2022 Convocation ceremony. My name is Christina Chelsea. I am the principal of Laurier Macdonald High School, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to this special event. I will now ask the platform party to also be seated. Convocation is an important achievement, and we're honored to share this evening with all of you. Graduates, of course, and also your friends and family who have supported you along the way and are here tonight to cheer you on. We hope that beyond the excitement and the pride that you are feeling, you also find a way to be truly present in this moment and remember it for many years to come. At this time, and on that note, I would like to ask everyone to remember to silence the ringer on your cell phones to ensure that we don't have any interruptions to the ceremony. And I would also like to advise you, as you may have noticed, that we have hired a professional photographer for this evening. And so we ask that you don't take pictures with flash, as it may interfere with his pictures as well. And these pictures will be shared with all of you graduates, and so you will have access to all the pictures. We're also videotaping the event this evening. It's not live streamed, but you will have access to the video as well. At this time, I would like to invite Mr. Monachino to present the land rights acknowledgement for this ceremony.
Good evening. I would like to begin by acknowledging that Laurier Macdonald High School and CEGEP Marie-Victorin is located on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Kanaka, a place which has long served as a site of meetings and exchange amongst many nations. We recognize and respect the Kanaka as the traditional custodians of this land and its surrounding waters on which we meet and celebrate today. We offer this acknowledgement as a first step in public commitment to an ongoing process towards reconciliation and justice for Indigenous people and communities. Thank you, and let us begin this celebration.
Thank you, Mr. Monachino. I ask you to please join me as we welcome our Secondary 5 student, Janna Samankis, to the stage for the singing of our national anthem, and I will ask you to please stand.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. Janna, thank you so much. I will now introduce you to the members of our platform party, which includes present and former faculty members, school board representatives, and special guests. I ask that you hold your applause for the end of our list. Mr. Spilak, Ms. Serekia, Mr. Tony Lacroce, former Director General of the MSB and representative of the PSBGM Cultural Heritage Foundation, Mr. Mario Pietrangelo, English Montreal School Board Commissioner, Ms. Pamela Pagano, guest speaker, former graduate and City TV News reporter, Ms. Natalie Amaro, Assistant Director of Individual Services at la Caisse Populaire Canadienne Italienne Desjardins, Mr. Nicholas Adornato, former Laurier Macdonald High School caretaker, Madame Valérie Barnabé, IB coordinator, Ms. Josie Arcobelli. I won't mention what everyone teaches, but the rest of the names are staff members, teachers and staff members. So Ms. Josie Arcobelli, Ms. Franca Bertucci, Madame Micheline Castonguay, Ms. Kathy Chevrier, Mr. Andy D'Alessandro, Ms. Vanessa De Silva, Ms. Linda De Young, Mr. Alessio Giancola, Monsieur Hugues Laplante, Madame Suzanne Laporte, Ms. Pamela Léger, Ms. Anna Maria Lombardo, Mr. Vince Macri, Ms. Sonia Manaigo, Ms. Lisa Margoliese, Ms. Juan Mohamed, Mr. Joseph Monachino, Mr. Marcel Pinto, Mr. Tony Sevilla, and Ms. Sarah White. Please join me in welcoming them. And now, it is my pleasure to call upon a student that we are all extremely proud of, who is our salutatorian this year. Please welcome Olivia Macri to give her salutatory address.
Good evening and welcome parents, family members, students, Laurier Macdonald administration, teachers, and staff members. Throughout my education, I have noticed that students often fall into one of two very distinct groups. Those who go through their lives identifying solely with their failures, or those who go through their lives only highlighting their successes. Some may argue that critical self-reflection and accountability is necessary to grow and evolve, while others may contend that positivity, self-love, and acceptance is the better route to take. Most of us fall into the category of criticizing ourselves excessively for even the smallest actions. Even when we achieve great things, we still downplay them and somehow still think there is something lacking within our own successes. In a world where social media puts everything we do under a microscope and competition to make it is stiff, feeling successful and sometimes even just happy can be challenging. Therefore, maybe we all need a mix of both, a little self-reflection and a little self-acceptance. All of us spent the final 3 years of high school attempting to modify our lifestyles to comply with COVID guidelines and creating a secure environment for ourselves and our loved ones. This is no small thing. Leaving school in March 2020, beginning hybrid classes in August, switching to full-time online teaching, and finally returning back to full-time in-person school for our final year of high school. Masks on, masks off, then masks back on again. For students and teachers, this was as confusing as it sounds. We had the weight of keeping ourselves and our loved ones safe, trying to live normal teenage lives, and attempting to stay competitive and successful academically. For many of us, dealing with a worldwide pandemic was not our only challenge. The highs and the lows of our regular life were still occurring, even if they didn't make the 6 o'clock news. In my situation, I had a concussion during the final 2 months of high school. This means that I missed a whole week of class before returning part-time for a week and then returning full-time after 2 weeks. Despite being physically back in class, I was not permitted to partake in any of the work. Instead, I was just allowed to sit and listen. This implies that I had to miss my English ministry exam and complete it over the summer, and then take my French ministry exam while still recovering from my concussion. It was therefore quite challenging for me to make up the coursework I had missed while simultaneously attending weekly doctor appointments. I take my schoolwork very seriously, and I never thought that life would throw this curveball at me in my final weeks of high school while the stakes were at an all-time high. Although this scenario may not apply to everyone, each of us had to manage our own challenges while enduring this pandemic. Each of us experienced difficulty, fear, grief, confusion, heartbreak, and life's curveballs. And somehow, despite it all, here we are today. I'm proud to be here today, healthy, commemorating this significant milestone with everyone, when not too long ago, a gathering like this would have been impossible. When it comes down to it, success does matter, but our health and the health of those who we love are what really make a difference in our lives. So let us take time to both forgive our failures and celebrate our successes. Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olivia. We can all learn from your words, I think. Next, I'm happy to call upon a former Laurier Macdonald student and graduate who is always, every time I've ever seen her, filled with an admirable amount of positive energy. She is the creator and host of Kind Time, and she is also a city TV news reporter. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Pamela Pagano as our special guest speaker this evening.
Thank you so much. Whew, I'm going to start crying. I don't know. All right, so the cameras flashing, music loud, limousines pulling up. I was reporting on your prom when I was asked to speak here today. What an honor. By the way, that report is by far my favorite. Everyone dancing, me in the photo booth with Madame Castonguay, Miss Manago, and some of your classmates trying to steal my City News microphone from me. I see you, I saw you. You're supposed to laugh, yes, laugh, yes. Okay, good, okay. So, even 7 years after I graduated, I'm still making memories with Laurier Macdonald High School, including this moment right now. Look around. Everyone, please put up your hands like so, okay? Like a camera, like you're holding a camera. Friends, family, try to zoom in onto your teenager graduating today. Graduating class. Graduating class, look at those who came out for you today, or look at your friends who got you through the ups and downs of high school. And teachers, staff, look at these students. Maybe they didn't wear the right uniform every day or skipped class once in a while, but they hold a special place in your heart. So everyone, focus on something and let's take a mental picture, okay? All together, 3, 2, 1, click. Oh, good job. Beautiful. Now, try to share that on Instagram, okay? Good, we're laughing. All right, so sometimes the most precious moments are happening right before us, and we just don't realize the magnitude of it. This is huge. You're graduating high school. So whenever you're faced with a future challenge and you feel like you can't do it, scroll and find this moment, this mental photo that you just took, and say, yeah, I can do it, because I did this. Teachers, same goes with you. Those current secondary 3 students that maybe are driving you bonkers, scroll, okay, they'll be graduating one day like they are here today. Parents, friends, it goes for you as well. One day they might come up to you and tell you that they're moving to Toronto for a few months like I did for an internship at Entertainment Tonight Canada. Scroll, my baby's growing up. They graduated high school. I was in your position years ago, class of 2015, not too long ago. And it feels like yesterday. I took a mental photo that day. They were giving out the awards, and all of a sudden, I heard my name called. Pamela Pagano, Laurier Macdonald Award for Leadership. For leadership? Me? When I sat back down with this award in hand, I took a mental photo. Click. Now, growing up, I was the shyest girl you'd ever meet. I had to have my younger sister, who's actually in the audience here today. Hi, Marilyn. I would get her to ask the waiter, imagine, I would get her to ask the waiter for a straw for me. Thank you, Marilyn. It took moments like this leadership award to help me become who I am today. Moments where being myself was validated, celebrated, and appreciated. I realized that people thought I was being a leader when I led Zumba classes at LMAC, but really, I had not many friends and hoped to find people who loved the same thing as me. Or when I volunteered my time at lunch to help out students with their homework, but if I didn't, I'd be eating lunch in the girls' washroom with my mom on the phone, especially if my cousin wasn't at school that day. My point here is everyone is the way they are for a reason, and it might not be an obvious one. After leaving the LMAC building, I'm sure you've already noticed that many people are not all worried. Most people don't even know what that means. Yes, today I'm a reporter for City News Montreal, but I volunteered 5 years at MaTV Montreal, completed that internship at Entertainment Tonight in Toronto, got my degree in journalism at Concordia University, created my own online series called Kind Time that you could find on Instagram, and even report for actor John Krasinski's From The Office, his online platform called Some Good News. There were these successes, and there were failures. There was a community of people cheering me on, including the teachers and staff here at Laurier Macdonald High School. I love you all so, so much. And there were also people who, well, didn't cheer me on. But they too are the way they are for a reason, though it may not be an obvious one. As a journalist, it's my job to ensure all angles of a story are told, going beyond the obvious. That's when the greatest moments are captured and understanding can happen. That's what I wish for all of you, to look beyond, to see life through multiple lenses. Click. Not just your phones. When you all first met me, I was just this journalist who was interactive in a blue dress reporting at your prom, but really I was also reuniting with my own high school teachers, reminiscing about the times I was a student at LMAC, once in this same position you're all in right now, graduating, taking a mental picture that I didn't know would become a collage one day. Click. I wish you infinite, magical moments like these ones. Congratulations, graduating class of 2022.
Pamela, thank you so much for having said yes to be here with us this evening and for always representing your years at LMAC so well and speaking so highly of your time with us. And thank you again for coming. And now, one of the moments you've all been waiting for. We're going to move on to the conferring of the diplomas. I would like to invite Mr. Spilak to get us ready to receive our diplomas right now.
Before we begin for conferring diplomas and the academic awards, I wish to congratulate the class of 2022. Every one of you has worked so hard to get to this moment, and I am so proud of you all. We will now proceed with the conferring of diplomas and awards. Students who have a general average of 80% or more are proudly wearing gold honor cords, and those who have successfully completed all the requirements of the International Bachelorette Program are wearing the blue stoles. I now invite Ms. Marcogliese and Ms. Chevrier to please come up. When they call your name, please come to the stage on the left side. Ms. Chelsea will present you with your diploma. You will pause for a photo. You will then leave the stage on the right side and proceed to your seat. Please be aware you may be asked to remain on stage to receive additional academic awards from our faculty and guests.
Okay, so I'd like to call upon, actually, before I do that, two things, my apologies. I just want to mention, number one, my apologies if I mispronounce your name. I'm going to do my best with the names. As well, we're aware that some of you have nicknames or names you might prefer to your given names, but for the purposes of tonight's ceremony, we will be calling you up by your given names. Okay, so now I would like to call upon Sabrina Abruzzese. I would like to call upon Mr. Nicholas Adornato to present the academic diploma to Isabella Adornato. I would like to call upon Mr. Andy D'Alessandro to present, I apologize, the Intensive Team Sports Award to the next recipient, which would be Anthony Alessi. Next up is Massimiliano Alfonso. I call upon Alessio Allevato. Next is Misha Aline Arancibia Chelu. Next is Adamo Azuolo. I call upon Renzo Bagnoli. Next is Elisa Basso. Adriano Battista Fidele. Gabriele Buno. Next is Matthew Buffone. Kayla Cancilla. Gabriella Clara Capone. Gabriel Antonio Caponi. Michael Caruso. Olivia Caruso. Luca Castelli. Eva Michaela Caterina. Gabriel Caterina. Zoé Charon. I would also like to call upon Madame Suzanne Laporte to present the French as a Second Language Award. Hold on, Zoe, to you. Domenico Chiazzese. Massimo Ciarcello. Lea Costanzo. Leonardo Cox. Sophia Crisci. Jesse Crispino. Hayden DeRico. Don't forget that. So Hayden, you'll be keeping us company on the stage for a minute because I would like to call upon Mr. Alessio Giancola to present the Contemporary World Award. I would also like to call upon Ms. Josie Arcobelli to present the Financial Education Award to Hayden DeRico. Alexandre da Costa Laraniero. Sana Dawi. Serena Di Stefano. Alessandro Del Grosso. Isabella Di Buono. Francesco Di Mauro. Luca Di Persio. Sabrina Di Rienzo. Daniela Nicole Di Stefano. Miranda Di Vincenzo. Miranda, also stay on the stage. I would like to call upon Mr. Marcel Pinto to present Miranda with the Academic Achievement Visual Arts Award. Alessandra El Tuki. Gabriela El Tuki. Liliana El Tuki. Frankinson Estime. Kenshin Farias Trindad. Karina Ferrante. Giulio Ferraro. Veronica Forgione. Stefano Franco. Alessio Guidone Natale. Amy Jampersa. Amy, please remain on the stage as I call upon Miss Lisa Marcogliese to present the Mathematics Science Option Award to you. I would also like to call upon Madame Micheline Castonguay to present the French as a Second Language Award to Amy. IB. Madame Castonguay will also be presenting the French Enrichment IB Award to Amy. Next up is Rosario Carmelo Giangliego. Emilia Gifuni. Gabriel Joya. Gabriel will also be receiving the Ethics and Religious Cultures Award presented by Mr. Joe Monachino. France Guerrero. Sarah May Hayter. Eva Joseph. Rose Lalivière Lisette. Ivan Lee. Michael Lombardi. Olivia Macri. Olivia, please remain on the stage. I would like to call upon Ms. Miranda Serecchia to present the General Science Award to you. We also would like to present the Salutatorian Award to you. And thank you for the wonderful speech. Good job, Olivia. Lastly, Olivia, you will also be receiving the Business Communication Award presented by Ms. Linda DeYoung. Next, we have Santo Marguglio. Kevin Marquez. Emma Marzilli. I would like to invite Ms. Marcoliese to the stage to continue the conferring of names and awards. Yeah. Okay. You get a hug.
Stephen Mazzotti. Vincent Mastro Berardino. I would like to call upon Mr. Macri to present the Physical Education and Health Award to Vincent. Michael Mattiace. Jara Mazzona. Selena McGrath. Abigail Melly. Annalisa Moni. Nicholas Mossa. Sabina Motta Trullia. Emma Nardelli. Christina Nardi. Dylan Nguyen. Tuk V. Amy Lee Nguyen. Julia Noble. Emily Nochila. Stacy Novielli. Sandy Cruz Pacheco Berube. Tiffany Palladino. Pietro Pascali. Joseph Anthony Petiti. Delissa Pham. Maya Philippe. Alessandra Pinelli. Congrats. Jada Emily Pizuko. I would like to call upon Ms. Sarah White to present the English Language Arts Awards to Jada. Hold on, Jada. There are several. Okay, I'll give you a hint. Next, Mr. Mark Della Pasta to present the English Enrichment IB Award. Mr. Tony Sevilla to present the Chemistry Award. Monsieur Hugues Laplante to present the French as a Second Language IB Award. Madame Valérie Barnabé to present the French Enrichment IB Award. And lastly, Ms. Pamela Leger to present the Physics Award. Antonio Polito. Adrian Amerigo Perello. Julian Robert Perello. Francis Chris Foti C. Harris. Julia Puliche. I now ask Ms. Miranda Serecchia to present Julia with the General Science Award. I call upon Ms. Anna Maria Lombardo to present the Mathematics, Cultural, Social, and Technical Award. Claudia Quattrociocchi. Sulakshya Raja. Sajith Ramasamy. Gianluca Ritone. Alessandra Filomena Rossi. I now invite Ms. Sonia Manego to present Alessandra with the Chemistry Award. I ask Ms. Pamela Leger to present the Differential Calculus Award to Alessandra. And I ask Ms. Kathy Chevrier to present the English Enrichment IB Award. Kira Rusquetos. Michael Sacchetti. Alyssa Salvaggio. Leandro Sammartino. Carlos Josue Sandoval Araica. Massimo Santangelo. Alexia Savo. Leia Scalzo. I would like to ask Mr. Vince Macri to come to the stage, please. To present the Health and Wellness Academic Achievement Award. Yeah. Francesco Segretti. Megan Silva. Juliana Spinelli. Charles Tomasino. Joey Anthony Turgeon Dowd. Francesco Vaccaro. Nicholas Joseph Valiante. Adriano Mario Varricchio. Elizabeth Vasilakis. Daniel Vecchio. I now call upon Ms. Franca Bertucci to present the Chemistry Award to Daniel. Ashley Vigliotti. Victoria Vitulano. Jonathan Bonapartis. And lastly, Kevin Vu. I now call upon Ms. Miranda Sarecchia to present the awards for distinction and the scholarships.
The Laurier Macdonald Award for Initiative. This is awarded to the student who demonstrates dedication towards academic success. I'd like to call upon Mr. Spilak to present this award to Amy Jampersa. The Laurier Macdonald Award for Leadership. This award is given to the student who demonstrates exceptional cooperative and leadership skills. I'd like to call upon Mr. Giancola to present the award to Kayla Kenchila. Next is the John Paul I High School Award. It's not how long you are somewhere that matters, it's what you do while you're there that counts. Pope John Paul I. This is awarded to the student who continues to promote the John Paul I High School values of respect for self, others, and the environment throughout the years at Laurier Macdonald. I'd like to call upon Mr. Sevilla to present the award to Tiffany Palladino. The Father Gagne Memorial Award. This is awarded to the student who best demonstrates a commitment to serving the needs of our neighborhood and our community at large. I'd like to call upon Mr. Monachino to present the award to Daniel Vecchio. The Mr. Frank Evangelista Memorial Award. This award was established after the untimely passing of Laurier Macdonald's vice principal, Mr. Evangelista. It is awarded to the student who best exemplifies school spirit and contributes positively to school culture. I'd like to call upon Madame Castonguay to present the award to Kayla Kenchila. The Mr. Sebastian Villani Legacy Award. When any Laurier Macdonald alumni from the last 40 years thinks about their time at our school, there is one name that always comes to mind, Mr. Villani. The name of this beloved teacher has become synonymous with LMAC because the ripple effect of his legacy has touched generations of East End families. Naming the qualities, both personal and professional, that Mr. Sebastian Villani has brought to LMAC would take an entire night. His impressive bag of tricks includes his incredible storytelling, his deep humility, his ability to communicate and connect with everyone in the room, his thoughtfulness, his joy, his generosity of spirit, his passion for teaching. The list is endless. Tonight, we offer the Sebastian Villani Legacy Award in his name to two students who best demonstrate kindness, fairness, and a love for their school community. I'd like to call upon Mr. Andy D'Alessandro to present the Sebastian Villani Award to Gabriel Joya, and Mr. Macri to present the award to Sophia Crisci. The International Baccalaureate Highest Academic Achievement Awards. This is awarded to the students who pursued studies in the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program and have achieved the highest academic standing within those standards established by the IB organization. I'd like to call upon Madame Barnabé to present the awards to Solakshia Raja, Gabriel Joya, Sabrina Di Rienzo, Jada Emily Pizzuco, and Alexia Savo. The International Baccalaureate Program Award. This is awarded to the student who best demonstrates the attributes of the IB learner profile. I'd like to ask Madame Barnabé to present the award to Amy Jampersa. The International Baccalaureate Personal Project. This is awarded to the student whose personal project best exemplifies the standards established by the International Baccalaureate. I'd like to ask Madame Barnabé to present the awards to Eva Michaela Caterina and Daniel Vecchio. The EMSB Governing Board Award. This award is given to the student who volunteers their time and participates in the school's governing board committee. I'd like to call upon our commissioner, Mr. Mario Pietrangelo, to present the EMSB Governing Board Award to Selena McGrath. The Award for Perseverance. This is awarded to the student who achieves high academic standing while overcoming challenges. I'd like to call upon Ms. Arcobelli to present the award to Noah Grise. He's not here? Ms. Arcobelli will accept the award on his behalf. The Recognition of Improvement Award. This is awarded to the student who demonstrates significant improvement from Secondary 4 to Secondary 5. I'd like to call upon Ms. Juan Mohammed to present the award to Adamo Azuolo. the EMSB Parents Committee Award of Merit. This is awarded to the student who has shown leadership, volunteerism, and citizenship, or have overcome personal adversity during the school year. I'd like to call upon Mr. Pietrangelo to present the award to Anthony Alessi. The Caisse Populaire des Jardins Canadienne-Italienne Scholarship. This scholarship of $500 is awarded in memory of Umberto Toni Villani, and it is awarded to the student who most exemplifies the values of hard work and integrity. I'd like to call upon Ms. Natalie Amato to present the award to Francesco Vaccaro. At this moment, I would like to call upon Mr. Lacroce to present the PSBGM Heritage Foundation scholarships. Mr. Spilak will do the reading.
Okay. The PSBGM Heritage Foundation Scholarship. The PSBGM Cultural Heritage Foundation is a non-profit corporation established in May of 1980 under the Canada Corporations Act. The primary purpose of the foundation was to maintain and promote a collection of paintings donated to the foundation by the Protestant School Board of Greater Montreal in the early 1980s. This collection had been acquired over a period of time through generous donations of various benefactors, as well as the purchase of some. During the 1930s, in particular, some parents and alumni wished to recognize individual schools with a gift of a work of art. These paintings, generally related to works of art by relatively young and up-and-coming Canadian artists. The paintings included works by Anne Savage, A.Y. Jackson, Robert Pilot, Lauren Bouchard, Maurice Cullen, Frederick Kuborn, and others. In 2013, the foundation undertook to sell the greater part of the collection with a view of establishing a scholarship fund for the students of the English Montreal School Board and to donating some of the works of art to museums. The foundation, in concert with the EMSB school administrators, has established the general guidelines which provide for recognition of excellent academic achievement or perseverance against overwhelming odds. Scholarships are awarded to deserving students in all sectors of the EMSB. Elementary school recipients of the scholarship are each awarded $100 scholarship. 300, correction, thank you. While the high school and adult education recipients are each awarded $2,000 scholarship. The foundation has been awarding scholarships since 2014, and to date, foundation has awarded in excess of $160,000. Correction, $600,000. I'd like to call upon Mr. Tony Lacroce, our EMSB representative for PSBGM scholarships. The recipients are Hayden Derrico, Kira Rosquitos, Rosario Camelo Gingregio. Sorry, my bad. Giangrego. Oh, so good.
the Valedictorian Award. The Valedictorian Award is given to the student with the highest overall academic average. This year, the highest overall academic average was 96%. I call upon Ms. Chelsea to present the 2022 Valedictorian Award to Hayden Derrico. No, it's after.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will conduct our tassel ceremony. The turning of the tassel has become a modern tradition. It is used to signify a person's transition from candidate to graduate. The tassel hangs on the right, and we will soon pass it to the left side of your cap together. Please stand, graduates. Not yet, hold on. Before you turn your tassel, today marks an exciting rite of passage for you graduates. We celebrate and honor all of your hard work and the endless possibilities for your future. The cap and gown you now wear comes from a long history, marking one's rank and achievements. As graduates, you have earned the right to wear this cap and gown. Let this mark the start of exciting choices, new adventures, the opening of doorways, and your continued commitment and dedication to your own individual successes. And now, with your left hand, please hold the tassel and slowly move it from right to left. Congratulations, 2022 grads! Graduates, you can take your seat, and I would like to call upon Hayden Derrico to give his valedictorian address.
Good evening, friends, family, parents, teachers, administrators, and of course, fellow graduates. It is an absolute honor to address you all as valedictorian. We are all here today not because of luck or chance. We are here today because each one of us possessed the determination, patience, perseverance, and drive to complete the challenges thrown at us throughout our high school years. For the last 3 years, we've entered an institution which has taught us the skills required to begin laying the foundation of our futures. Every day, we walk the halls of Laurier, we crossed 3 words in Latin, finis coronat opus, meaning the end crowns the work, the motto on every LMAC emblem. Simply put, it means that all your work only has value once you've reached your goal. It serves as a reminder to us all that you must finish what you've started to give your work meaning. It's been 5 years since we began our journey together, first at Jean Paul, then at Laurier. 5 years of homework, studying, presentations, and exams. Well, today is the day we crossed the finish line. Today is the coronation of our perseverance. We've learned a lot throughout these last 5 years. In Mr. Martin's class, we learned to ask questions about our constantly changing world. In Mr. Sevilla's class, we learned the basics of what would one day spiral into calculus. In Madame Castonguay's class, we learned about live real-world events while having thought-provoking discussions. And in Mr. Pinto's class, we learned creative writing and had engaging conversations. These last 5 years have taught us all how to time manage, respect deadlines, analyze information, and think critically. As Mr. Penning said, we were not just taught to think outside the box, we were taught to ask why there is a box in the first place. Teachers and administrators, these last 5 years, you have not only educated us, but have prepared us, mentored us, and guided us for the future that lies ahead. Every teacher has left an impression on us in their own unique way. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge one of these teachers, the teacher that solidified my decision to pursue a career in business, Mr. Penning. To say that I was filled with uncertainty when choosing to switch to business in secondary 5 would be an understatement. Well, it's been over a year since then, and I can confidently say choosing business and being placed in his class was one of the best decisions I could have ever made. Clearly, the stars aligned. His dynamic teaching methods and openness to unique ideas allowed me to grow exponentially and adequately prepared me to work towards my goal. His openness to my ideas encouraged me to push myself further than I thought possible in such a limited time. I will never forget all those lunch hours we spoke in depth about the stock market and life in the business world. He made me excited to pursue my studies and enter the world of business, and for that, I would like to thank him. My fellow graduates, when we entered John Paul, we were mostly strangers to one another. Throughout the years, strangers became friends, and friends became family. And although we may have worn our uniforms for the last time, it is the experiences that we've made and the people that we've met that will truly remain with us forever. When we think about Laurier in the future, you won't remember the color of the walls or the pattern of the floor. You'll remember the memories, teachers, and friendships we've built along the way. While today is surely a day to pat ourselves on the back, we must acknowledge the role our parents have played throughout our education. Whether it was helping us study for exams, driving us to school, or simply just waking us up in the morning when we ignore the alarm, our parents have played a crucial role in our success. To my parents, thank you for installing a sense of resilience within me at a young age, which has played an immense role in my determination in all endeavors. To my brother Nicholas, thank you for being so carefree and reminding me not to take life so seriously. And to my dog Patches, thank you for always being there when I was studying for an exam last minute and helping me practice for this speech. You're a real one. A few years ago, my then history and geography teacher, Mr. Tomasino, asked me what I thought the meaning of life was. After a bit of questioning, I admitted that I could not come up with an answer. It's been a little over 3 years since that conversation, and I believe I may have an answer. Your legacy. Your legacy does not just add meaning to your life, it is the meaning of life. What value does life have if the instant your heart stops beating, you've been forgotten? Life is the gift God gave you to have an impact on earth. Today is not just a celebration of our graduation from high school, it is the beginning of our legacies. Throughout your entire life, you will be building your legacy. Today is the day you begin to paint the canvas that you will be remembered as. As the artist Banksy said, everyone dies twice. Once when you stop breathing, and another when someone says your name for the last time. What he failed to mention was that it is your legacy that will keep people talking about you. Your legacy is the key to immortality. Cristiano Ronaldo said that dreams are not what you see in your sleep. Dreams are things which do not let you sleep. Eleanor Roosevelt said that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Every person in this room has a dream, a goal, or a passion that they want to achieve in life. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this speech, it is to not forget what you wrote in our yearbook, but believe that you can water it into fruition. Whether your dream was to start a business, become a doctor, an athlete, a lawyer, a scientist, an engineer, or wherever your passion leads you, don't just say you will. Don't just say you want to become. Say you will become. Because once you believe you can, you've already done the hardest part. The body can only do what the mind thinks is possible, and what the mind thinks is possible is what you allow it to believe. If you believe that nothing is impossible, then the world is at your fingertips. As author Lily Vahir wrote, behind you, all your memories. Before you, all your dreams. Around you, all who love you. Within you, all you need. Good luck and congratulations, class of 2022.
it's not yours. Oh. Hayden, thank you so much, and congratulations once again. As this year's graduation comes to a close, I'd like to express our sincere appreciation to a number of people who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this event possible. Firstly, to Mr. Spilak for spending hours and hours and hours on planning this event. This evening could not have happened without your dedication to these students. Of course, Mr. Spilak also worked with a team of great people to help this event be possible. We would like to give a huge thank you to Ms. Serecchia, Ms. Lombardo, Mr. Pinto, Mr. Silva, Ms. Marcoliese, Madame Barnabé, Ms. Venditti, Ms. Valletta, Ms. Grasso, and I hope I didn't forget anyone, but it was a whole team of people behind the scenes, and your help and support in planning this event is very appreciated and could not have been done without you. To all the teachers and staff who have played a pivotal role in helping to prepare our graduates for their future, those that are here tonight and those that could not make it, thank you for the positive impact you have made on our graduates and for taking time away from your families to be here this evening. And finally, I would like to thank family, friends, and everyone present this evening. We know that our students are successful not only because of their own efforts, but the efforts of those who raised them and those who supported them throughout their journey. We are thankful to all of you for attending, and we are proud to celebrate this evening with you. Graduates, please take a moment, as Ms. Pamela Pagano told us before, to look around you. These are the people that have supported you and gotten you to this point. Many of these people will also support you and get you to your next milestones. Appreciate them tonight and as you continue on your journey. We are all proud of you, and we continue to wish you well as you go out and make your mark on the world. And now, the ceremony has come to a close. I will ask all of the guests, family, and friends to remain seated as the platform party leaves the stage. Graduates, you will be following the platform out, and we will meet you downstairs. Thank you. Okay. Graduates, when you get downstairs, please remember that you are taking the gowns home with you this evening and returning them to the school on Monday. They will be picked up at the school from the company. Thank you.